Well, it's week 2 of the LCS. I'm joined right now by LOD from Dignitas. LOD, what happened in today's game? I know it went to 3, but fortunately you guys couldn't pull it out. From your perspective, what kept you guys from the win?
Kind of feels like very difficult for us to like win games that we're not like stomping our lanes or getting like a lot of early kills because right now there's still like a lot of communication issues with like it always shows up in team fights where like maybe like we'll be diving in and they'll be like super far back, or like they're diving in and we're like trying to retreat, and like a lot of times that loses us games because when it's even, it's like you don't have to like overcommit to a team fight, you don't have to like undercommit, you can just blow some, see what happens. Oftentimes we're either like all in or all out, and like we're just like losing a lot or like mid game in team fights. Yeah.
Do you think that those kind of communication issues will get solved, or is the team taking any action to try to sort of resolve those types of things?
Yeah, Dig is actually doing a super good job of integrating the Korean players, and like there's like an English teacher, a Korean chef. Like there's lots of things that are helping them to adjust, and for us to adjust to playing with them. I think we're just like a really new team still, so it's definitely just going to take a little more time. Like it would be nice if we just like pulled in the Mortals and like we're ridiculous off the bat and won like every single game in our regular split, but this, like, to me, is like the most new team. Like none of us have really played together before except for Keen and Xpecial. So even if the regular season doesn't go like perfectly, I think our eyes are set on like the full next year. So obviously I think the individual talent is like they're on our team, and we just have to become more cohesive. So yeah, I mean it'll take some time, but we can get a lot better for sure.
I mean, worth pointing out, you said doing so well just like Immortals, but obviously they're having their own issues this year, even if they didn't have any last year. It's interesting. So for Dignitas, you mentioned that the org is doing a lot to help integrate the Koreans into the team. What is sort of, I remember the old Dignitas house, but what is it like now on the team, and what's sort of the environment like for you guys in terms of what the org is providing you guys?
It's really good. We got like a really good Korean chef who also makes like a variety of food, and I feel like from my experience going to Korea, I had like a lot of trouble like with the food, because it's like vastly different. So that's like a really big thing, even though it seems small, to like have like food that everyone is comfortable with. And then we have 2 Korean coaches who are really good, and we have a translator in the house that can translate for us in real time, like whenever we need it, so we can like still have like serious discussions and like communicate well. And in general, I would say the environment's really positive. As I said, our eyes are set on like the long run, so like a couple losses early aren't really going to set us back too much. We're still just going to be focused on like improving as a team and seeing what we can do better. So yeah.
Now I want to switch gears a little bit and ask, I've been talking to a lot of bot lanes about the bot lane meta right now, especially AD carries. I think a lot of the supports are enjoying it because they're like, I get to play with Fortune. This is fantastic. I get to do damage. But I know some AD carries have mixed feelings on it. I wanted to get your take.
At the beginning of the split, after we beat P1, I said, I'm okay with how ADs are. I take that back. I guess it felt really good in that series because we won, but in general, I feel like it's just, you're just like building Essence Reaver, and you're just like a utility bot. Like you're like almost never the reason like your team wins. Like there's very few opportunities for you to like pop off and like carry a game. Whereas I feel like every other role has like a lot of potential to like snowball the game in some way early game. And it's kind of annoying playing bot lane with like all these like mages and like MF support and Malzahar support, and like that's just like apparently completely fine. Like I'd like to see more. I'd like to see like the meta go back more to like Lulu, Sona, like Janna, Sirach. Well, like just more like actual support champions. It's kind of annoying. Like the support is out damaging me in team fights, out damaging me in lane. Like I'm just sitting there trying to like dodge MFs, make it rain, and all that is gonna one shot me. It's like it's kind of frustrating, and it'd be nicer if champions like Caitlyn, Ezreal, Lucian, like Twitch, all like damage based champions were like equal contenders for the utility AD carries, because right now it feels like you're pretty much forced 90% of the time to be picking like Varus or Ashe or Jhin.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like just from doing all these interviews over the years that anytime I'm talking to AD carry players and they aren't happy, top laners are very happy. And when I'm talking to top laners who are bored, AD carry players are very happy. Do you think that it's maybe a true assertion, like that one side of the map needs to be having really a great time and the other side can't? Or because it seems like you get like these kind of like boring metas where like top lane's just like, yeah, it's just a farm fest, and then the AD carries are like, yeah, I'm doing everything. You know what I mean?
But right now, like, I don't know if that's even true because, like, yeah, there's, like, Jace, a little bit of AD Cannon now, and, like, Fiora is fun. But 90% of games are still, like, tank versus tank. And, like, I don't know how fun that is for top lane players either. I think top lane players would prefer to be playing stuff like Camille or Fiora, like, all the time as well. It's kind of just, I don't think it's, like, too fun for either lane right now. Yeah.
So just League of Legends isn't fun. Maybe if you're a mid laner or support.
I have a blast when I play jungle and mid lane in solo queue. Feels pretty good. Yeah. Just like one shot 80 carries whenever they show up in front of me. No problem.
Do you talk to Special about support? Do you know how he feels about it?
Yeah, I think he's like okay with it. I mean, as a support player, like it must be pretty great. Like you have a huge impact on the game. Like you land a sick Malzahar ult, it can be game winning, get you a dragon or a baron or something, and like you have like you're just like oozing damage. You just have so much damage. So like, no, I mean, as a support, it probably feels pretty good, I would say.
I mean, that's what I was asking. It's just because I assume it must be kind of awkward, like you're playing with a support and the support's having more fun than he's ever had before because he's basically playing a mid laner and you're just sort of sitting there like right-clicking towers. Must be kind of strange. Other than that, any surprises out of LCS for you? I mean, we're not finished yet with week 2, but now that we're a couple of weeks in, any surprises for you?
I would say like Echo Fox seems like a lot better than the last split. Maybe like we didn't play our best, but I will give them credit for like playing pretty well in game 2 and 3. So it's I'm interested to see like what comes from them. I think Acadian is like a really good jungler. I figured he'd do well, but I'm like surprised how comfortable he is on stage, and he seems to be doing really well. So yeah. People
seem to be thinking like he might be the guy doing the carrying for Echo Fox. Somebody, I forget who, was saying like it looks they're all trying to break his back in that one of those games. Is there anything you would like to say to any of the fans?
Of course. Thank you to the fans. I love you guys for supporting me. I really appreciate it. I'll do my best to keep improving. And thank you to Team Dignitas for giving me an opportunity to split. And I will try my hardest. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you for the interview. And for everyone else, you can check out the rest of our coverage of all things esports here at Yahoo Esports.